What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our Hallyujuku Talks episode. This is unlike our normal episodes where we usually are talking about just the music scene of East Asian pop culture. Here we're talking about usually something a little bit more in depth. So this week we decided to start what?
Sorry. Go on.
This week we decided to start watching a show called Idolmaster. Now we've mentioned things about Idolmaster in the past. It's kind of this big anime project that has been going on in Japan, and it entails a bunch of shit. You can go check that out if you want to. There's a Wikipedia, there's a wiki about all of that. You can find out all that information. It's great, trust me. The thing about this is Idolmaster KR. So this is a drama series kind of using the Idolmaster name and not much else to do a drama series about producer and putting together a K-pop group. So we watched the first couple episodes of this series so far.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll let Petey kind of give us a base description of the series.
Yeah. I mean, so Idolmaster. Yeah, Idolmaster is the show. It's what is it about? It's so there's this girl group, and they had their there's a lot going on. So there's this girl group that had their like one of the members like bail out on them to take the opportune spot of in a super prominent sexy girl group, very obvious like sister analog girl group who to take up the spot that was left behind by the member that dies in the prologue of the show, like the beginning of the show, in a car crash, running away from some at this point unknown male person who's seemingly trying to chase her down. Yeah, and then this girl group seems out of sorts, and then at some point in like the first episode, they meet the twin sister of the deceased girl group member, who's very well known and is living a life trying to hide from the fact that she looks like this other this very popular girl group member. Yeah, and then it becomes all this thing about like just trying to build this like rapscallion small idol group and seeing if they can make it and recruiting members and whatnot. There's a lot more that happens involving like their label getting bought by some eccentric new CEO and who likes to hang around. He likes cats. Well, he likes his cat. He loves his cat. And yeah, it's at the end of the day, like we can get into some detail, but at the end of the day, it's starting to look like a K-drama. But I don't know. Where do we start? Let's start with like what were your expectations? Let's start
kind of with the main group, the main girl group, and who's in those roles.
Yeah. So let's talk about the main like group. We have a lot. So a lot of the members, a lot of the cast is very much like almost kind of because the interesting thing that happened with this is that it came around pretty much around like it was starting to be produced around this time that Produce 101 the first season was popular. So it kind of fell on the heels of like, let's assemble all these trainees from different like groups and make a super group. So we have like different members like Kim Sori. So the group itself is called the Real Girls Project. The entertainment agency is like renamed or named 825 Entertainment, which is another thing where it's like that's a reference to the original anime. So we have like a lot of different members are from different groups like Kim Sori, Hallyujuku, playing Youngju, a lot of them playing themselves, Yukika, Teramoto Yukika, playing Teramoto Yukika, or just Yukika. You got Kwon Haso, EG1, Jung Teddy, Mint of Tiny G, playing the sexy foreigner.
So
Iyeon Chajusol Isuji, who plays the dual main character, and Chun Jane.
as you're going through this and your recollection of the first couple episodes, was there anybody that kind of stood out to you, right? Because it's supposed to kind of be a K-pop thing, right? So you're gonna have your standout. So let's put on our so on hats and like who stands out for you?
I mean, well, the obvious ones are Mint, because I know Mint and she's Tiny G, and Kim Sori from Kokosori. Isuji, who is from, I believe she is one of the members that was in the ARC group. You know, we have much at least I have a lot of heartbreak involved. Playing the main character. But I think, if I remember correctly, Yukika stood out a little bit. And I'm trying to remember which one it is, but the kind of like the one that's like the sassy one that's like kind of almost the vocal, not the vocal, but the mouth of the original like set group. She kind of in her her personality was something that stood out. Other than that, I can't say that in my recollection anything else really stands out. I don't know. Like I don't know how much. Not much stuck. And I mean, it was only the first couple episodes, and it was a lot of like establishing. So it's difficult for things to stick that aren't, obviously I'm aware of, but not a lot of stuck. I don't know. What about you, Kaz?
Yeah, I like the main character who's playing the twins, and I think I kind of just like her character more just because I tend to root for the underdog, right? But I tend to root for the underdog when you get to a point where the underdog starts to stand out. And in these first couple episodes, it's a little rough to like her because she's very down on herself and I couldn't ever really be sure if it was she wanted to be left alone or if it was because she just wanted to be, or is it because she didn't believe in herself, right? And then I was never really sure which one it was. But I like that character and I want to see more of the development with that character and where it goes. Yeah. But I will say kind of the rest of the show so far, I made it through like the first 3 episodes and it's just it seems like it's all a setup to get somewhere. So it just seems really boring, right? It just seems like, because there's a lot of characters to introduce you to. Yeah. Right. There's a lot of characters that it wants you to know and it wants to show you, and it's trying to do a lot of character development, and those parts can be really boring when there are a lot of characters, right, that are going to be important throughout the series. So I'm glad they're getting that done now, because I hate shows that kind of do it throughout the middle, I like it when they're like, hey, let's take the first 5 episodes and try to get you as much character info as we can. And then later on, as the series goes, you're just like, all right, you know what? All that's done. And now I can just kind of enjoy this show.
Yeah. I think there's some things like, the main character kind of, and what the interesting, like, thing that they established with like her and her sister, and the like the flashback scenes were cute, but and seeing her kind of like, that was interesting. So seeing her like having to deal with that she has not only a famous person's face, but a dead famous person's face. Like, that was interesting in a sense. Like, she's kind of like living that life. there's some things that feel contrived. Like I think the I think yeah, there's a lot of setup so far. Just because there's a lot, they have the time because they gave the show a 24 episode run, so they're gonna make the most out of the time. So we'll have to see how well they pace the show going forward. But it involves a lot of like exposition, a lot of setup. And I think a lot of K-drama tropiness that like did it have to involve like a dead relative and like
right
and a mysterious like
you hit these points like I don't want to compare it too much to what I know from what I saw of the Idolmaster anime, but it's just like you could have just did this show on the whole like have the guy who's trying to put together a group and finds all these girls with unique personalities, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of how Idolmaster is. But then you're just like,
you could have.
Nah, we'll do the thing where it's like
the K-drama.
I don't know. It just it's K-drama, and it hopefully we get past that and we get to kind of the fun K-poppy parts, but I don't think we are.
No. The whole why did she die? You know, what was their relationship part is going to be so huge in this thing, like of that.
It's going to haunt us forever.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like you could have done, I mean, not exactly the anime, but you could have done the CEO of like I'm going to assemble all these idols to make a great idol group, and then like after cut to just this is what you got. Like you're gotta work with this. It's like okay. And it could have been these crazy girls, or not even, but they could have had a little. I don't know.
Well, you could just have fun with it, right? Because all the girls can have these really unique personalities, and then it's getting these personalities to meld together. And like, there's really great, and all right, I guess there's no way around it, but to compare it to the anime, there's like really great bits in the Idolmaster anime of the girls having their own individual problems that they need to either help each other with or the producer helps them with, and like you get to find out more about their personalities and you get to like them more because you're finding out about their individualities, you know, like outside of just wanting to be an idol.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, it's an interesting thing to take this concept, well, to take that brand, right, more than this concept, because this isn't a like concept that's specific to the Idolmaster thing, but it's that brand and what I know of that brand and mixing it with K-drama, right? Not even K-pop, but K-drama.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know if I like it yet. Like, I'm going to watch the rest of it, but it's just like, just based on that, I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it either. Because this is my preliminary thought. And we'll see what happens at the end. How I feel then, we'll edit from there. But my preliminary thought is they either went too far with the K-dramaing of it, or they did go far enough. It's this like mushy middle.
I can see that.
They went they added K-drama stuff, but they went so perfunctory and so typical that you almost wish they just kind of made it a live action Korean anime. Like, you almost just like wish they just made it the anime, but live action and with Korean actors speaking Korean.
Yeah.
Or they took it to something completely. They actually made the effort to make something completely unique and make something interesting with the show, where make it an interesting, well-made K-drama with that brand and that overarching concept. But it's like it's in this middle ground where it's like it's not they added this extra stuff that's not interesting enough to be worth having around. I mean, it's so far we don't know yet that it's like that it just doesn't really add that much, or enough to like make it make you want to care. like I just want to see these girls like practice and like live life and be funny and do dance do dance routines and like I just want the slice of life idol K-dramedy, like the slice of life idol anime and live action and drama. And granted, I could always just go and watch the second season of Love Live and watch Idolmaster, the anime, but this could be something an additional to that, and you can have your own unique characters. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it builds that and how it works with these like things that they did to make it a K-drama. So looking forward. I don't know. I'm worried, but I'm gonna go in with an open mind.
Again, there's really no other way around that. We'll see how it goes. We'll give you our thoughts at the end of this series and what we thought about it once we are totally finished with it. That'll probably be sometime after TwitchCon, because we have TwitchCon coming up. So hopefully these last couple episodes we put out will hold you guys over until then. For those of you who are clamoring to hear our thoughts on East Asian pop culture and all the things in between. But yeah, so if you guys have not done so yet, please join us on the journey of watching Idolmaster KR. You can find it on Amazon. If you have an Amazon Prime account, go check that out. It is there for you to watch, or you can just find it somewhere and purchase it and watch it. So yeah, no, join us on this journey. It'll definitely be interesting, and we'll see where it takes us, and we'll talk more about Idolmaster KR in our next Hallyujuku talks. Thank you guys for listening and joining us as always. Make sure you listen to the main show, K-pop, the K-pop podcast. I'm drawing a blank for some reason. Make sure you listen to the main show, Hallyujuku, the K-pop podcast. There we go. Where we talk about all the goings on in East Asian pop culture. Make sure you check out all the other projects that we do. You can follow us all on Twitter. You can follow me at King Kaz. You can follow PD at PT Rave. And that's about it. So thank you once again for taking this journey with us, and we will see you next time.
Annyeong. Fighting.